The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293 CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect those of Wisconsin Voices. The views and opinions expressed by host and guests are their own, and their appearance on the show does not imply any endorsement or representation by Wisconsin Voices. Thank you for listening to Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
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 Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org
and learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Wonderful, man. Wonderful.
Doing great, man. Doing great. Even though it's it's kind of raining outside, but it's still a beautiful day.
So we needed this rain. So I was about to say, this the first time that's been 5 days. Well, I think it was 6 by the time we got some rain, where it was no rain.
Right.
They said it says February. Yeah. So it's been raining at some point since February. So that's why everything's so lush and green, because we getting the proper amount of water up until, I guess, like you said, a week ago when we get any rain. But now it's, we need it. I mean, for our people that's out there in the yards, that's out there tending to their plants and their tomatoes. If y'all got any fried green tomatoes or green tomatoes that y'all want to give away, I would take those green tomatoes. I would love to make me some fried green tomatoes. For sure, if you got any, I think I can contact Brian. I'll take any zucchini, squash that y'all might have in y'all yards as well. I haven't been in the yard doing that part. I've been doing a little yard work at my aunt's house, but outside of that, I haven't been tending to my gardening like I should. But yeah, if you got any green tomatoes, eggplants, or any of those nutritious vegetables, we would definitely take some. You can drop them off at Wisconsin Voices, 4201 North 27th Street. You can ask for Brian. You can leave him in the front. But yeah, we need that. It's,
oh my God!
Look, I need the vegetables. Look, I know you out there. Look, people. It's a lot of gardens in Milwaukee. You rode through the city and see some of these beautiful gardens. People don't be playing up here. A lot of us got that. We keep those Southern traditions. Yeah, right. You ain't lying. A lot of them got them Southern traditions sticking strong. They're not giving up the gardens. I seen. I was over here off my Century on Lisbon the other day, and I seen somebody in an apartment building had like 6 or 7 cage plants of, just luscious, just on the back of their patio. Beautiful. You could say it was on fresh vegetables back there, but that didn't stop them living in an apartment. They still found a way to grow their vegetables. So whoever that is over there off of Lisbon by that Centuries with the good T-bone steaks, keep doing your thing. Oh yeah. Oh, I ain't tell you about that. Oh, let me tell you. Yeah. So back in like the mid 2010s, when I was dating this one young lady, I used to always, that was one of my little cooking errors, but I would go get like they steaks, like they T-bones, they sirloins, they fillets. They really good at that Centuries over there. So I'm sure some people know about them, but yeah, real fresh steak. Now we went from vegetables to steaks.
That's my thing.
So we got some good topics as always. We want to talk about something interesting. We are going to tap into some community topics on the latter end of the show, but just getting things started, we're going to go into just talking about what you got, Joe, for us to kick off, and then I'll just talk about some things we got going on.
Just a little bit in the way of policy, and, just keeping an eye on this election, and things are just moving really, really fast, since there was an assassination attempt. The President Joe Biden decided to step down from the race. So there's just been a lot happening really quick, and we just want to keep not really cloud too much and throw too many details in there, but keep our viewers, our listeners informed.
Yeah. So I would love for you to update people who might not be in the loop or to just been kind of, staying away from the political realm at the moment. What are some things that you've been seeing the last 24 or maybe even 48 hours or so?
Yeah. So since President Biden said that he's no longer going to seek re-election, there's been some talk of some lawsuits that are going to be filed, mostly from the group, the Heritage Foundation, which we know is also some of the authors to the 2025 project. So this is just an article from the AP. Even before President Joe Biden's long speculated withdrawal from the 2024 presidential race, Allies of former President Donald Trump floated the possibility of suing to block Democrats from having anyone other than Biden on the ballot in November. But election administration and legal experts said that the timing of Biden's exit on Sunday makes it unlikely that any Republican ballot access challenge will succeed, with some calling the idea ridiculous and frivolous. Some of them throughout the article that they mentioned is trying to block some state laws that they're trying to pull, that's saying that she can't be on the ballot.
Say Camilla.
So, yeah, correct. And then there's some other lawsuits out there talking about going after the donations in what we call the war chest from the Biden-Harris campaign. Another frivolous lawsuit, but just going through, and they spoke with a lot of legal experts. One guy says it's a pretty frivolous claim, and this guy, Grayson, who was also served as the president of the National Association of Secretary of States and chair of the Republican Secretaries of State Association, said the filing deadlines have not passed yet, and the Democrats have not yet given a nominee. So again, just don't let some of these issues really clout what's really going on. Sometimes they use these lawsuits just as talking points so that they can try to push their agenda a little bit more. I think what concerns me the most is after seeing what happened on January 6th, and seeing all the things that transpired with that this would give claim to someone saying or challenging the results of the next election, and starting to lay some of that groundwork. So we just have to be aware, and we have to know what's going on, and stay up to date, and try not to let some of those loud voices cloud out your own judgment.
Yeah. I just gotta comment on this because it's like confusing to me, because before President Biden stepped down, Trump was saying he was too old. He need to give it up, and he had a long run. It's time to get over it. So why are you now so keen on making sure that, well, just not Trump, the Republican Party, I would say, not Trump. Let me correct that. Why are they so keen on wanting him to go against Biden? At this point, we all understand why Biden chose the country first and knew that his health was declining, had COVID again, was a knowledge that we know last week, and just knew that his health, he's at an age that he was ready to, what a lot of these politicians should do, step down and think about the country first. So it's like we were really talking about yesterday. It's like Tamika said, you either do or you don't. Right. You said he should step down, so now let's accept that they're going to have a new candidate, and that new candidate he endorsed was Carmella. And between their campaign, Biden and Harris, she is the only person that can use that campaign funding.
Correct.
So what is the challenge to it? It's just like, it's this nitpicking. This has nothing to actually do with moving our country forward.
Right.
So why are we continuously staying in these webs of, I'm gonna try to get this fly, and I'm gonna come after this other fly right next to you, but we gonna fight over this same fly. It's like, we want to hear from the community too. How y'all feel about this? 414-444-5250, 414-444-5253.
And just to kind of continue off a little bit of what that article says, the parties control the process as to who the nominee is.
Right.
And this was by Edward B. Foley, a law professor at the Ohio State University, with their election law program. He says, I just don't see how the Republican Party or anyone associated with the Republican Party would have any standing to bring any litigation in connection with this. An Associated Press review of relevant state election law shows that Biden's withdrawal Sunday came well before the presidential ballot access deadlines.
Yeah, because in part of that article, because I was reading it too, we were discussing it. In part of that article, Trump would like his money back from Milwaukee for the convention because he said, listen to this, Carl. He said when they did the convention that their idea of the person he was going up against was Biden. So they structured the whole convention around Biden. And
Trying to get
but
away.
she still was on that ticket too then, right? She still was on that ticket too, right?
Exactly.
So it's like,
And I think it's even more prevalent because the French help
to you, Trump. What Milwaukee do?
because they're incumbents, it's even more prevalent. I mean, we knew who was on the ticket. I mean, she was on that ticket as well.
Right.
So she has access to that money. She can be on the ballot. All these lawsuits that you're going to see come forward possibly in the next few weeks are going to fall by the wayside.
Crazy. And to be really frank about it, most of his speech, he was not talking about Biden. He was talking about immigrants, how the ear bleeds more than, yes, much bleeding more than any other place I've ever known.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Latoya. I think that, me and Tamika talked about this a little bit, and it's what I think I would like to see personally out of a candidate is for somebody to tell me what they're for and not what they're against so much. Because it's so much about, I'm against this person. I'm against this policy. I don't like this person because of X, Y, and Z. I would love to hear what they're for.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what candidates should be out there doing, saying, I want to see America be healthy and wealthy and thrive.
Right. Talk about your plan.
Talk about
what
your
plan for America.
But it's become so much of an attack environment.
It's actually political war.
Yeah. And
between the two parties, political war.
And it stokes the flames that we see play out in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, like I said earlier, just try to keep your head there out of the clouds when we go through this political election and really just see it for what it is. Look at those platform issues. Go on their websites and see what they're for.
And then I got a question too. I guess today will be her first day because she will be here in Milwaukee. Actually, she's here now. Her event should be starting shortly. Mm-hmm. Have she spoken out on how she feels about, I know she spoke out on Biden stepping down, but on all this extra chaos, like, don't focus. Both parties are doing this like war chess. I really would like to see her discuss her plan. Mm-hmm. Don't focus on, because I think the way the narrative is now with these campaigns and how I've been seeing, and this is my view and my opinion, not those of WNOV or Wisconsin Voices, that is how Trump campaign is attack, and constantly say everything is frivolous and fraud and a scam. And so be above him and talk about your plan.
Yes.
And talk about what you plan on doing for America and how you plan on seeing America thrive and be great. Always. It's not again. America continues to be greater and greater. So,
yeah, absolutely.
That's what I want to see.
I agree. I think, again, we just want to hear more of what these candidates are for. And going back to your point, I don't think we've heard a lot from Vice President Harris yet on the campaign trail. This is going to be, I think, her first stop.
Yeah.
Is right here in Milwaukee, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We're thrilled to have her. But
as well as we were thrilled to have the Republican.
Yeah, we're thrilled to anytime Milwaukee can be the center point of national attention. I think we definitely want to capitalize on that.
And politics.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think what I want to hear is that message of hope that we heard when Barack Obama ran. That message of hope that things may be dark now or may look dark, but there's light on the other side. We just got to keep pushing. I think that message of hope is what I'm really hoping to hear from Kamala today.
Me as well, and I want to hear her plans. This is a fresh campaign for her. Is in a new direction. She's the lead on this ticket now. And okay, we knew what President Biden plans were, but we know as being individuals that she may want to do things different, the same. I want to know more about her plans. I don't need to know about her dirty old secrets from years ago and um they're gonna steal the election from you because you didn't get to fight against her at your convention. I want to know about your plans for my family and my future.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing that I think people are not focusing in on is what do you want to see out of these people?
And the media does a really good job of stoking those flames sometimes,
Yes.
and things become foggy.
Yeah.
It's hard to decipher the truth from reality, and we've talked a lot on the show about finding those reliable sources of information and making sure that where you get your information is just as important as to understanding the information that you receive. So I hope to hear that message of hope, that message of let's endure, let's continue to push forward. We're not there yet, but we're still moving forward. And that just that message of hope. I would love to hear that from the vice president.
You know what I would love to hear? Things that concern me more. How do you plan on making our economy more stronger? How do you plan on building back our infrastructure?
Protecting women's
reproductive rights, making sure that when we ride over bridges that they're all getting maintenance around this country, because that was a big conversation that a lot of our bridges have not been maintenance in years. Public safety. How are we going to curb this crime?
Yeah.
What opportunities do you plan on having for our children? These are the things that's concerning me, not all these little nitpicking,
Exactly.
I'm going to sue you. Now I'm going to sue you. And it's getting nowhere. Like they gave him 34 felonies and he still can run for president. On their side, the Democratic side, they're doing the same thing with the nitpicking and suing. And where's this getting us? It's not getting us anywhere. We need to start getting down to what are the plans. But we have a caller on. Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Coming through. Good morning to all. Good morning, Mr. Rideout. Good morning, Milwaukee. Tyrone W. Speaking. Good morning, Miss Tamika. If you're not there, good morning. I know she's over with Kamala. So good morning to her. Good morning to you, Miss Latoya.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Carvey. And good morning, Mr. Jermaine and Mr. Brian. Look forward to meeting all y'all then. Okay, good morning.
We look forward to meeting you too. I can't wait to hope I see you at the cookout Saturday.
Trying to see if I can get it. I don't do these buses no more because they done mess around and mess them up. So I don't.
You're gonna have to tell me where you live so I can come pick you up.
Okay, well we'll work on that. We'll work on that. Okay, we'll work on that between you, me, and Mr. Rideout. We'll work on that.
Okay.
So just go ahead, take my number off of call ID then, and feel free to call me.
Okay.
You've got my permission.
All right, I will do that.
But yeah, is it true that is Kamala Harris' birthday today as well?
Don't give out false information. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let us check that. I'm just gonna check it right now. Oh, why you hang up?
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, we lost you. We're so sorry.
Sorry.
Call back.
Yeah.
Call back. I enjoy talking to you.
Just for reference, it is not Kamala Harris's birthday today. Her birthday is October 20th.
So if you heard him right, her birthday is not today. Her birthday is October 20th. Yeah, right before the election.
I had to do a quick Google search there.
You know. But that's something about us, though, and I like that about our team. We don't just throw out false information.
No.
We check our facts, and I will tell you in a minute if I don't know the answer to something. I don't give false information. I don't know the answer to that, but let me find out. So, again, thank you for calling, Mr. Tyrone W. And I look forward to seeing you at the cookout, and we gonna work out how we gonna get you there. But would love to see
Tell
you.
us a little bit about that cookout, Toya. I mean, we're gonna have some good food. We're gonna have all kinds of great stuff put on by Wisconsin Voices.
Oh yes, so we're gonna be at Johnson Park. That's on the 1900 block of Fond du Lac.
Okay.
This Saturday, July 27th. The cookout starts at 2 p.m. and it goes to 6, 7 in the evening. We're gonna have food, fun, family. We have bouncy houses. We have music, entertainment. We have all kind of food. We have deep fried catfish. We have rotisserie roast where they roast the chickens and pork all on the roaster right in front of you. So you watching your food cook fresh, right in your face, and it'd be amazing. The meat be so tender, it'd be falling off the bone. Then we have our sides where we have our baked beans and potato salad and vegetables. So, and we have drinks for non-alcoholic drinks, by the way, but icicles for the kids. And all of our partners, a lot of our partners, not all, I never say all, a lot of our partners will be there, telling you about the amazing work they're doing in the community and what they will further do in the community. It just be a fun time, and this is our third annual cookout. So
come hungry.
Yes. And I've been going across this city all week, leaving out flyers, places for, because it's open to the whole community.
Catch Wisconsin Voices via Voice Radio every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. as we focus on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices via Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org. Wisconsin Voices 3 pillars: protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, building community.
Hey Milwaukee, join Wisconsin Voices for our annual community cookout at Johnson's Park on July 27th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy delicious food, great music, and exciting entertainment while engaging with the community and learning about our fantastic partners. The event takes place at 1919 West Fond du Lac Avenue in Milwaukee. Mark your calendars and don't miss out on this amazing day of fun and connection. Visit wisconsinvoices.org for more details. See you there.
So we're talking about the cookout, and our guest, our caller that hung up, I think he hung up, but I'm letting you know it's community cookout at Johnson Park from 2 to 6 at 1919 West Fond du Lac Avenue. And that's right by, if anybody knows Alice Garden, it's right across the street from Alice Garden. We definitely want to see the community. We want to see the kids be face painting. We have all kind of games for the kids to play. This year, I'm coming with a kickball. I want to see if we can get a kickball game started, because I love kickball.
And it gives everybody a chance to come meet our staff too, because all of our staff is going to be out there. Most, we'll say most. And come out and say hi, shake our hands, talk to us, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we would. Why I said that is because one of our co-executive directors will be there, right. But I would love to have him there. He's there every year, usually helping, wholeheartedly helping to make sure things run smooth. So shout out to Tim, but he has the prior engagement that he'll be going to, so we won't see Tim, but the whole rest of the crew will be there. Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
For sure.
So anything else from our partners lately?
Our partners are having so much going on, but actually starting next week, I'm setting up for partners to come on the show and talk about their events that they have going on, because have a lot of back to school events for August. So
I can't believe we're thinking about that already. I mean, it feels like the summer just started and we're talking about back to school and August election, and it's just like, man, it's going so fast.
No, it was here.
Yeah.
And I remember as a parent, this was that time where I'd be like, oh, Lord.
Oh, I know. I remember.
You got to run and find all the school supplies, the specific little protractors,
New book
and
bags, new clothes, new shoes. It can be daunting.
and kids want to spend all your money. You like, no, get that cheap one right there. No, I want that one.
Of course.
Like, oh my God. But we want to make sure we hear from the community. What I want to hear from the community is what is some policies or what do you want to see from your presidential candidate when they get elected into office that would make your community thrive better. So if we can get some callers to call in and let us know what is something they want to see that their president be very stern on making sure that they support. They can't write legislation, but they can support the legislation that their colleagues write and get things done for our community. And another thing I promised you yesterday, I was going to talk about, Joe. We need to come back in 2 years and vote for our second half of our state and federal legislators.
Yep.
So your senators, your representatives. Elections are important. And one thing a lot of people are not looking at is the president, the governor, the mayor. They are the head of the body. But you need those arms, those legs, those brains, those fingers to write those bills that will represent you and your community. And that is that second half of the legislature. That is your state representatives. That is your congressmen and women. That is your aldermen. That is your county supervisors. We got to do the whole part. We can't do half of the puzzle and think you can get the whole picture. You got to do the whole puzzle. And it really calls for us to come back in 2 years and make sure we vote for those representatives that's going to write that legislature for your president to sign.
Yeah, absolutely. The midterm elections, but are so important. But we pay so much attention every 4 years to when there's a presidential election, or even every 2 years when there's a midterm. But it's really every year. You got to pay attention every year.
Yeah.
That's why they call it being plugged in.
Yes,
and being connected, because you have to be engaged in what's going on. Even if there's not an election for that office, you have to pay attention to what that elected official is doing, what legislation's going through, what policies are they enacting, how is that affecting and changing your life or your family's life or your community's life.
Right.
So you need to be plugged in. It's a constant process. It's not just something we do every 4 years.
You just don't check in every couple of years. This is something you got to keep up with. You're right.
That's why they call it being engaged. That's why they call it being plugged in, because when you're plugged in, you're aware of the issues. You're connected with the legislation. You're connected with your legislators. You're talking to them about the important things that are important to you.
And right, you got to be informed. We have a caller. Hey, caller, how are you?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Okay, just wanted to clear up that part. That policy between Stone Spotlight between 20th and 17th.
Yes.
Right across from Brown Street School. Everybody on that part.
Okay. Thank you. And he is correct. Right across from Brown Street School, 1919 West Fond du Lac.
Awesome.
They actually just renamed it. And thank you so much, caller, for clarifying that as well. They actually just renamed the park. It's still Johnson Park, but it's I think it's Cleopatra and Clarence Johnson's Park. Yeah, Cleopatra.
I think I saw that.
Clarence Johnson's Park. So they were a beautiful family. I will have that information Friday for you the day before about why they renamed that park and what's the meaning behind that. So we all know when we grace that park, why was it so significant to make sure that his and her name was on the park. And my boy Brian is back. What's up, Brian?
What's up, B? Alex. DMV, one of our partners through organizations through Wisconsin Voices Transformative Justice Coalition, Miss Barbara Arwine and Daryl Jones Esquires, give them their title rights. They have a show over there, Igniting Change in the DMV, DC area. And if you ever get a chance to listen to it, I do sometime hop on and speak with some of the organization.
Yeah, Brian think he the sexy voice.
Look. Hey, what's up, y'all? You tuning in to Brian Sanders. No, I'll just get on there and talk to them. Today they're talking about some of just the democracy and how everybody feel and what's going on in their cities within the the change and the presidential candidate and what was looking like. They asked me a question about how was the RNC looking from your point of view and how were people acting during that. They asked me a question about how some of our peers see it, and I mentioned pretty much how how we've been y'all my peers, and I've been working with y'all, talking with y'all the most. So I made a couple of comments about that. So they do great work as well across the country, and I do feel honored to work with them and meet some of these historical people. I mean,
Well, can I say something, Brian?
What's up? Go ahead.
Our first cookout was hosted with Transformative Justice, and it was at Government Park 2 years ago, and we had the privilege of having Reverend Jesse Jackson join us at that cookout and stay with us all day and gave some inspiring words to the young men and women in the community. So that was our first annual cookout, and it was started with Transformative Justice.
Yeah. I mean, Transformative Justice, they connected to some big names. I mean, when I go to any of their events, sometimes, we rubbing elbows with Jesse Jacksons and the Ben Crumps and, just recently, long-serving Democratic Congresswoman, Sheila Jackson Lee, who just passed away the other day. I mean, she was just at the event I was just at in Houston. So, I mean, I usually coincidentally, randomly just walking around at these events, I'm meeting all these pioneers in civil rights and people who set the tone and changed your life and my life that you don't even know. So, it's a privilege, an honor to be able to work with an organization, and they are thoughtful enough to bring me on and still, do interviews or go out and do some voting rights work with them, which I love to do, So, did I miss any of the cool stuff? I probably missed some of the cool topics, didn't I? We talked about the cookout.
Yeah, we it's fatigue with this fighting between the Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
So we really just asking for, can we hear y'all plans? Like she's just now stepping in the race for her own. So can we hear your plans, or do you plan on staying on the trajectory that you and President Biden was? Or do you have new plans? What is Trump plans? Because all we're hearing is what you don't agree and what they overturn and what you gonna overturn.
Yeah.
We're not hearing what is your actual plans for the community.
So maybe here's a question for you, Brian. What would you like to see the vice president speak about today? I would like to hear from her. Sometimes it just seems like it's a broken record, but for me, I want it's a few things. For me, it's can we keep this? Can we keep the economy going in a way where people can actually afford their daily living versus penny pinching? Can we find more ways to put more jobs for not just the people who have these degrees, but can we find more jobs for
in the tech industry for people who are qualified? Can we get more infrastructure jobs going? Can we start working on start competing with different countries across the world that, and bring that into these smaller cities like a Milwaukee, like a Louisville, Kentucky, like a, a St. Louis. Since it's presidential is about helping the whole country, we need to really focus on, bringing up these smaller cities and having a newfound, I don't want to say wealth, but a new financial opportunity for the everyday citizens of this country. Whether you work in telecommunications and media, or if you work in food service, we should always continue to work on keeping our country going and closing that wealth gap, which is obviously,
It's the big gap right now.
Yeah. But we need to work on that, and that should be something that we pour into. And of course, helping we have so many qualified people that are just living on the streets. We need to find ways to get people back into housing and work on housing, affordable housing and things like that. So, it's, to me, it's more about, like it's economics right now, and helping, any way we can lift the people and lift people in our community, especially obviously in the Black communities where I'm thinking primarily, but, overall across the country, we all in this together. When it comes down to it, we're all living at the same time. We need to be working on uplifting this country, but it's an agenda place, so we just have to see what the agendas of each parties are, which we already know one.
All right, we got a caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, family.
Hello, turn your radio down.
Yeah, I was on a delay, so I'm doing that while I answer your greeting. So I heard you all talking earlier about the politics, and something I shared with Michelle earlier, in that the Republicans really don't have any policies. Because if they did, they would be discussing them. But we need to recognize that they are only putting forth these attacks because, they don't really think that the country is doing that bad. It's just convincing people to believe the lies. And to convince the person to believe a lie, you have to keep repeating it over and over and over again, so that you don't forget it. But I think one of the things we need to recognize is Trump being a swindler and a conniver and a thief and all these things that apply to him as a criminal. He can't tell the truth about anything, because if he did, then it would tell those who are supporting him that he is a criminal. Another thought is, you made mention of what you want them to do on both sides. And I agree with you, that would be preferred. But I was reading a quote by Mao Zedong where he said that politics is war without the bloodshed, and war is politics with bloodshed. So when we think about that, we know that there are really no limits to what these people will do and will not do to try to, garner the power that this country has, to control the resources that this country has. And that's what this is about. And as a community, we need to recognize that if he gets back in that office, this will be the person representing each one of us Whether we voted for him or not, whether we believe what they believe or not, he will be your representative on the world stage, controlling the resources that come from your taxes, and basically wanting to do it from an autonomous perspective, where he's telling each one of us how our lives need to be lived for the next 20, 40, 50 years. And that to me, it's crazy, first of all, but it's an oxymoron towards, this whole, concept of a more perfect union. We the people, by, of, and for the people. So I think, and I just want to encourage our community, particularly Black men who are considering voting for Trump, to think about what this world will be like with your children living under Jim Crow. The things that you heard about or read about or know about what happened in Jim Crow during the days of our parents and their parents coming out of slavery, what times were like during that time. Because this is what this man and his followers, for the most part, are talking about doing. You have somebody like a Tim Scott who is, really brainwashed. These people who say that there is no quote unquote racism in this country, or, he hasn't experienced it. Well, I think the shifting hands and that you see Trump doing left and right, and that particularly left and right, because it's all he's doing is like distracting people and the smoke and mirrors, and it's really a shifting hand technique of hypnosis. That's a joke, but it seems to be effective. It seems to be effective because you got a lot of people who are, and I'm talking about some people who you would think to have some common sense or some measure of common sense, saying that they support Trump and he's going to be the stronger candidate.
Right.
I fail to see where they really make that connection to him. Because the man, he's been nothing but corrupt. He's never shown anything in his past but, being prejudiced.
Hey, look at his intellect. When he actually talks, you be like, really? And y'all see this person as the leader of America, the free world.
Of what they say, the free world. Yeah. Yeah. So, that's the question that really needs to be asked. And particularly, what is the next generation going to have to deal with if they implement this 2025 plan?
Yep.
And you don't have a document that says that at the very least, you have the right to petition the government. As dysfunctional as this government is,
right?
At least today, we still have the right to petition them to argue our point about what they are doing that is reckless, negligent, and anything that violates your life, liberty, and pursuit. You have that right to petition them, even if they will ignore you. You can keep coming back until you get justice.
Get justice. Thank you so much for your call. Yeah. Thank you so much. Peace out. And that was a lot of good, great knowledge. Thank you so much.
Please join Wisconsin Voices every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. We will be focusing on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices Be a Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org.
The 3 pillars of Wisconsin Voices are protect democracy, build community, and teaching advocacy. Go to wisconsinvoices.org to learn more about Wisconsin Voices and our partners, and to stay up to date on all community events. If you like and want to support Wisconsin Voices and the work that they do, please click on the donation tab.
Hey, Milwaukee, join Wisconsin Voices for our annual community cookout at Johnson's Park on July 27th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy delicious food, great music, and exciting entertainment while engaging with the community and learning about our fantastic partners. The event takes place at 1919 West Fond du Lac Avenue in Milwaukee. Mark your calendars and don't miss out on this amazing day of fun and connection. Visit wisconsinvoices.org for more details. See you there.
I agree with that caller. This is Latoya's opinion, not the opinion of Wisconsin Voices or WNOV 860 AM. It is really about a tax because they really want America to go back to a time that was comfortable for the good old boy. Let's just keep it real. And this is my opinion, not the views of Wisconsin Voices or WNOV 860. And it's sad that you don't have a true agenda. Your agenda is to overturn and reverse everything and everybody else.
Dismantle years and years of progress that folks have laid their life down for us to have. And yeah, I completely agree, Latoya. We have a caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
What's happening? Peace and blessings.
Hey, how are you?
All right. So, I was listening to the last caller, and I agree, right? But I want y'all to think about something. Because, I deal with a lot of young people, and I got a lot of young people who want to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's people that look like them, sound like us, live where we live. They don't want to give them young people no opportunity. But you got these Republicans out here hiring them left and right to sign people up, do little jobs. They gonna get their votes, man. They gonna get their votes. Based off a couple dollars, they gonna get their votes. Yeah. I walked in the freaking thing, man. I say everybody that I know from off the block doing drills out there signing people up.
Wow.
But you won't hire these young people. Not all these young people want to do car meetups. Not all these young people want to be out here shooting people. And I'm telling you, this election, if Trump wins, we in a lot of trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if Trump wins, some of our leaders, they're to blame for that.
Got to get out and vote.
You got to get out and vote. They got to educate their community. Yeah. And we got to stop, the leaders and also us as well, because we're not going back and voting our legislators in that write those bills for those presidents to sign. The president doesn't write the law. The legislators, your Congress, men and women, your representatives are the ones who write the laws that be signed or vetoed by the president. So we got to do the whole job. Like I was saying earlier, not half of the puzzle. We got to paint the whole picture.
Not just at the top of the tree, get all the way down.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But before you can keep them, you got to reach them. You got to reach them, and you got to talk their language. Right now, they're not thinking about 4 years, 5 years down the road, 10 years down. They think about tomorrow. They think about today. They thinking about, I need money right now, and ain't nobody reaching out.
You right. You are right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I got about 30 young people that want jobs, and I tell them, listen, go to these organizations that do canvassing, they'll give you jobs. That's right. Don't have a record. plan to go to college, not in these streets.
Yeah, we definitely need more opportunity.
More opportunities for the kids. But we got to thank you so much. But we got one more caller because the time is running short. Hi, caller.
Morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
How's yours?
Thanks for asking. You caught me off guard. In response to the fellow before and several calls, we are in which time, so I'm going to give you a positive answer instead of all a negative. Okay. Black Wall Street was black capitalism. The solution for 99.99 to 0.99 is black capitalism. It's not communism. It's not quoting Mao Zedong like the guy 2 callers ago. The fact that he would go to Mao Zedong shows the actual problem. The concept of Black Wall Street was black capitalism. There's not one black progressive who will use the word black capitalism. The Republican Party does not want to see the end of black capitalism. They want more of black capitalism. And black capitalism would integrate into world capitalism. We need more capitalism, less Angela Davis communism. We need more black capitalism. I watched the interview with Tony Brown's journal from way back when it was still called Black Journal. I could not believe Angela Davis and Stokely Carmichael looking like absolute fools arguing with a black capitalist. With smug, pompous attitudes, arguing with a black capitalist, all black panel, urban needs, union leaders. And there's a black businessman panel, and he's sitting there trying to say we need more, and they say we don't want to be exploited. Well, if we're being exploited by a black guy, they feel better than being exploited by white capitalists. Here's these bimbos, Angela Davis running as a communist, and I want more black capitalism, and she wanted less black capitalism. So let's get it straight. Who is the enemy? Let's get it straight.
And that is the
policy.
Okay, that is
policy.
If you listen to our whole show, we said that's what we're tired of is the mudslinging. What is your plan for the community? I didn't do that. That was a caller.
Black capitalism is the answer. Black capitalism is the answer.
And
led black capitalism. More black capitalism. That's the answer.
And how is that working?
You haven't had it. You haven't had it. You haven't the global
destroy when we did it. Yeah, it was Oklahoma. No, we didn't.
When have you said you ever said I destroyed Splendor? You said black capitalism. When have you ever said black capitalism? When have you personally?
How do we talk about this on a day? That we want to see a better economy for the black community.
When have you used that phrase? When have you ever used that phrase?
We had, see, there you go again. Ladies, word terminology game. Economics, sir. I'm not going to debate that with you. I don't got to say specifically the word you want to hear.
That word.
I don't got to say specifically the word you want to hear.
Because you think I'm muffling you. Because you think I'm pressing you. You said intellect. You said intellect 5-10 minutes ago. I want you to use your God-given brain to stop with your Angela Davis nonsense.
You have a good day, sir.
Communism. Renounce communism.
Thank you for your comment, and I will answer, but give the rest. But we still don't have any answer. I'm going to take that into consideration about you talking about black capitalism. I definitely will take that into consideration because I definitely want more black capitalism. And I have a minute till we got another caller, so thank you, sir. Bless you too.
The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293 CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect those of Wisconsin Voices, but are those of the host and guests of this particular show, and their appearance on the program does not imply any endorsements or representation by Wisconsin Voices. Thank you for listening to Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
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 Visit WisconsinVoices.org. Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org
And learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voice.